Welcome to session 4 of the FIFA Considerations training series. Today's topic is penalty area decisions. The considerations we're going to look at for some of these clips are: what's the angle of view of the referee? What's their proximity to play? Is it an obvious simulation from the attacker? So 100% no contact. If it's not 100% sure, we're going to allow play to continue. Is the attacker initiating or exaggerating the contact? And then is there an option for teamwork here to either give you an opinion to help with the decision or for confirmation of the referee's decision? So a little more gray area here, a little more tangible or intangible discussion, but let's hopefully help you wrap your mind around this and be ready to perform on the field a little better next time you're out there. So our first clip. So, because this is a recorded video, I'll allow you to go back and watch it again if you'd like. So we'll move forward into the decision. We do have a couple still images that will help. What's the angle of view for the official? As good as he could have. There were multiple players there in the area, but I do feel that he did what he could and he moved with dynamic play to try to improve his angle and make sure he could see what occurred. What's his proximity? Although he's just outside the arc, so the 10 yards from the penalty area, he still has good proximity to the penalty area in the attacking third of the field. Is it obvious simulation? No, there is contact between the attacker and the defender. The big question in this clip is who initiated the contact? And the attacking player initiated the contact. The defender simply was coming through to play the ball, and the attacker left their leg out there to try to get contact to win a penalty. Is there assistance here from the assistant referee? In this scenario, I would say yes for confirmation. I think the referee does have the ability to see what transpired, but the assistant referee has a very clear line of sight for this. The situation occurs right in their line for offside, so they will be very focused and very intent on that. So there definitely can be confirmation. Obviously at this level, they're using communication devices, so it's a very easy clean, 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 no, 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 and they can go. We'll never say no foul, because if for some reason there's an issue with the communication device and the no doesn't come through, then all the referee hears is foul. So be very clear in our communication if we're ever using communication devices, and always just say what you have. Say goal kick, goal kick, goal kick, corner kick, corner kick, corner kick. Don't say no touch, no touch, no touch, because then that could come through as touch, touch, touch. So say what you have. Here it would be clean, 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 no, 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 meaning that you don't have a decision. So in this sense, play on. So the referee's view here is pretty unobstructed. I mean, it's an instantaneous decision, so these players here could come into play in affecting what he's focused on, but he is 12 yards away, maybe 12, maybe, no, it's 15, 12 yards away with a pretty clear view of the decision. The assistant referee also very clear view on this side as well. So both officials have a good view of the decision. And the forward really does leave their leg across and then initiates the contact with the defender. So there is no foul here, and play on is the correct decision. Let's look at the next clip.
As it turns out for Amrabat. He's giving Guerrero a problem here. And Guerrero's challenge was borderline ill-advised. He's got away with it. That's in front of a very vocal group of Moroccan supporters who have...
So why is this such a big decision? Well, inevitably it ends up in the penalty area, and so there is a penalty decision to be made. Both referee and assistant referee have very good views on this. We'll show in some still images here in a moment. But the assistant referee really has the best view and the best angle, as you saw at the end of that clip, to see exactly what was going on. So this is a little different answer from FIFA than we traditionally get. Normally it's just a decision of foul, no foul on the coming together of the attacker and the defender. But FIFA takes a slight different angle here, and we'll go over that. So angle of view, we already established is good. Proximity is really good. We'll show you that Mark Geiger, the referee in the clip, is pretty much standing on top of the area. So very good proximity to the play. Does he have a clear view? Not 100% based on what we're going to show you is the decision to be made. He has a very good view of the two players, but the information that he needs to make this decision isn't 100% clear to him. The assistant referee really has the best view here to make this decision. So FIFA says foul coming out because the attacker grabbed the defender first and pulled the defender before the defender fell across the back of their legs for a trip. So rather than a no call, because then it becomes a penalty area decision, because the defender does fall over the back legs of the attacker and would be a foul if it weren't for the first pull. So the initial pull is very important in this clip.
Niet! Kijk weer hem! Tip hem! Nudge!
Check. Hij gibt Elfmeter. Gibt penalty. Can I see from the other angle?
Aannemen!
Yeah, sure.
Heb ik zo gewonnen, hè?
Red card number 6. Yes, it's on the arm.
Zonder nog eentje.
Yeah, it's clear.
Red card number 6.
Can I see the main?
Die hebben ze nog een beetje van
Is clear. Yeah, can I see the main? Yes, still waiting for waiting.
Nee, het is
Good.
Still waiting for
handbal.
Okay, so there's another point to be made here, and it's something that I would love to see from more referees that are up and coming. So we are very, very strict on ourselves, and we hear all the time, be fit, be close, get there. If there's a counterattack, you better get on your horse and run and make sure you're as close as you can be to sell the call. And that's 100% valid feedback, but don't sacrifice your angle of view for consideration on proximity. Because it doesn't matter how close you are. If you're straight-lined and you can't see, then you're not going to be able to make the correct decision. So ensure you have the proper angle of view first before you kick the afterburners in, or as you're kicking in those afterburners, make sure you're still thinking, am I wide enough? Do I have an angle of view? Can I see what the point of contact is going to be? Damir Skomina in this video does a fantastic job of it, and it's why he's considered one of the top 10 referees in the world. He takes an angle first. He has slightly a little more proximity, or I guess less proximity to play when the actual decision occurs, but we will show you what he actually gave himself in taking that angle first. So angle of view is fantastic. Proximity is good. It's not poor, but he could be closer, but to get his angle, he ended up where he was, and he's an incredibly fit individual. So I will say his proximity is good. VAR confirms to the referee. Because this is on the referee side of the field, there isn't an assistant referee to be able to help here. The assistant on the other end of the field isn't going to be able to help here. So VAR confirms it for him. In our game, we wouldn't really have help from anyone here. This is a penalty and a send-off, and it's very clear as long as you're there to see with the correct angle. So the ball has already hit the player and deflected and is almost out of the penalty area before the referee is even arriving. And in the real time, you see the handball decision, and it's 1 1000, 2 1000, and then you hear the whistle and then you see the referee. So he is slightly delayed on getting there and making the decision. But what he affords himself is a perfect view of this decision. Nobody in between him, perfect clear view on the right side of the defender to see what happens. So although he may be 10 yards farther out than someone might suggest he'd be, I will dispute that. He's incredibly fit. He chose angle first, then he is running and showing his fitness to get there, and because of angle first, has a perfect view of the decision to be made. So this is fantastic officiating from the referee. Hope that helps. Think about angle of view, think about using your teammates, think about making sure you have all the information before you make a decision. In that second clip, if you award the penalty kick and you didn't call the initial hold, that could be an incorrect decision on an evaluation or assessment, or even just incorrect for the game of soccer. So make sure you've got all the information. This is where fitness comes in. You need to be in place to see what actually happened, and then you can see whether or not you had a correct decision. Stick around, there'll be a few more sessions coming up on different topics. Give us feedback on what you think about these clips. I'll see you out on the pitch.